Yeah. So he just called me and
Okay,
he cannot join today.
fine, fine. That's okay. So select input. I am going to give here name and author ID, author, author ID, author ID and label, and here it is like author, and here I am going to value course dot author ID, course dot author ID, and default option select author. On chain I am going to give here so this is like an sub drop down box, so that for this drop down box I am going to write one custom input tag for this. Here it is like on chain, and I am going to give some error, if error, then it is like error start author id, error start author id. Okay, so yeah, error start author id. Yeah, so now I am going to write a custom tag for this. So same like import. Here I am going to, in this import I am going to use select input, select input from common slash select input from common slash select input. That is my file. So I have to create in this path the select input. So here I am going to start like select input dot select input dot js. So here I am going to import and import React from React, and here I am going to give constant as a like select input, and here I am going to pass these parameters name, label, and on change, and also like default options. So these are the options we are having here, right? What I mean is like in this course form we can, okay, so in this course form you can find like all this name value default option and options on change error. So the same way here also we are going to have in this input also we are going to have default options name and also on change, and also we are going to have value and error options. So here I have to give like value, error, options, value, error, options, value, error, options, and value, error, options. Here I am going to pass. Here I am going to pass this return. So in this return, I am going to use return, and here it is like a div, div, and it is like class name, and here I am going to give like form group, and here I am going to give like label, and HTML for, sorry, it will be inside this HTML for, and here it is like name, interpolation, name, and it's like label,
I lost your screen.
where is it? Now?
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay, fine. Then here class name, and this class name I am going to give here field, and this field I am going to give here select. So we are going to write what select tag, select tag. So in this select tag I am going to give here name, first of all name, and here it is like name, and value, it is like a value, and on change, it is like on change, class name is equal to some form control, and option value is equal to, I am going to give here default option option value, like 1 second. So here it is ended here, and this within the select only you have to provide the options. So I am going to pass here I am going to pass here like default options. So it's like a default option, and here also it is like a default option, and yeah, okay. And in the front end, in the course form also default option. Okay, so here it is now. Here it is now the default option, and here I am going to iterate over the options. How to iterate over the options? With options dot map. Okay, here I am going to use option inside it. It's a variable, and it's a fat arrow function, taking on fat arrow function. So here I am going to return an option option, and here I'm going to give key is equal to some option dot value. Okay, and option dot value, and also one more thing is like value option dot value. Here value also we have to give that, that is like option dot value. Okay, and finally we are going to select option dot text. So finally it is like we have to mention option dot text. So whatever the option it is there, that text we are going to show here actually. So it's like this, option dot text, option dot text. So this is about the options, and also we have one more thing, that is error. We are going to handle the error here. So here it is like if you see here, it's like error. So this one, I think, one second, error is like this came some error dot errors dot author ID. So this is not there. Errors dot author ID, and here also we have to pass error. Error here it is like errors dot title, and here it is like errors dot author ID. So for this I am going to pass here like so I am going to call for these errors one more function below this select, that is like and in the interpolation I have to mention error, and I have to give one end parameter and a div, and if class name is equal to some alert danger, alert danger. Okay, alert and alert danger, and error alert danger. So and also error yeah, finally this all should be there in one interpolation. Alert danger, div class name alert danger, and error, and yeah, one second, I think okay, fine, here it is. We have closed unnecessarily, that's the problem. So I have taken here the select parameter. So with this select, in this select I am going to pass name. I am going to get the values name, label, and also on change. If it is changing, what should happen, and also class name as form control, and also default option. What are the default option it should show, and if we are iterating it, what is the options it is going to, it is going to show here. It should show the text value, whatever it is available in the uh, particular whatever it is available in the particular select box. So this iteration is little important. Why? Because while if the form is if the form the people are, if you are getting a requirement to create a form with this select option, This kind of iteration only we have to do. So then only we will get the data to our to our front end. So once you are changing, the handling of data is also important. After changing, what should happen, that is also important. So these things are generally you will get in the real time. Definitely you will get in real time frequently. And default here I am going to export, select, uh, select, and one more. This is about the input. So here also I am having here this one, and select input, and here it is like import react, and finally like this is select, and finally we are going to this one more is like text input in the form, in the course form. I am going to create, this is for this is the first one is for title I created, second one is for author I created one drop down, and third one I am going to create for the category. Okay, so I am going to create a category for the third one. It is like this, like text input, and here it is like name, category, and here it is like label, and here it is like category, and value, it is like course, category, on change, it's like on change, and it's like errors dot category, and errors dot category. So these are the different things we are going to pass for the category. And one more thing, it's like one second, I will just check name and label and value on change, and also category, and errors. Okay, so one more thing we have to pass, that is like uh, length. Okay, so we have to pass one more thing, that is like length. So text input, here I am going to give like name, length, and label length. Okay, label length here, and I am going to pass here one more thing, is like value, course dot length, and on change, it's like on change, and error dot length, error dot errors dot length, length. Okay, so this is for the length. And one more thing is like to submit this form. Once the user is changing, the user is changing any row, after that he has to submit that event. To submit that event, I am going to give here input some type is equal to submit. Okay, type is the submit here, and disabled and it is like loading value, and it is like loading and also like saving, and our class name btn hyphen primary. Okay, on click, it's like on save. On click is like on save, and here also it is like, yeah. So here I have created one in a input tag that is having like type disabled while it is loading, and the value will be like saving, and if it is loading way, and if it is saved, the value will be saved actually. If it is false, the value will be saved. And button, I have taken button primary, that's a bootstrap class, and on click I have given on save. So this also I am going to write a uh, function for this on save. Okay, that's like okay, yeah, fine, cool. So on save, yeah. Finally, this form, whatever we have set up to now, it almost came to end. Like here I am going to use export default course form. Okay, export default course form. So yeah, export default course form. Fine, cool. So now I am going to take here one more thing, that is like uh, loading object, loading 1 second. So one more thing, here I am going to, in this common, I am going to create one more thing, that is header. So this header, whatever I am going to use here, that header I am going to use in the app.jsx. So first I will create an header.js. So in this header.js, here I am going to have here import and React from React. Okay, and here it is like import and link and index link. Okay, okay. And one more thing is like here from, I am going to get this from the React router. And one more thing is like const header. So this is an header function. I am going to use this header functional component inside app.jsx. Okay. So since it should be a common to the entire application, I have to I just created one. I'm going to create this header component. I'm going to use further in a common while the page is loading. So here I am going to give like a return So here it's like a nav, and here I'm going to give here like index link and true, and I'm going to mention here the first link as index link as home, and I'm going to give here class name, and it is active, and I'm going to mention here home. Okay, I'm going to mention here home, and one more thing is like link, and here I am going to use like two, and I'm going some about, and active class name, it is like active, and also here I am going to use like about, and one more thing is like link. One more we have, that is courses. If we are seeing here in this main routes.js, I mean in this uh, routes.js, there we will be finding about and courses and home. Okay, home page. So those are the important. So for that, I am going to give here a link in this header.js, that is like home, about, next one is about, the next one is courses. So here it is like active class name, it's like active, and here I am going to pass the courses here. I am going to give here courses text. So here I am going to bind this one. Here I am going to bind this one like I am going to give some space. That means like I am going to give some one pipe between the home, about, and courses. Okay, and finally I am going to export this header. Export default header. So finally I will move to the app.js. So in this app.js, and I am going to use here like import, and here it is like react from react, and it is like import header from common header, and here it is like class app extends component. Okay, class app extends component and render, and here I am going to return this return. I am going to mention div, and here I am giving some class name. I am going to give here one bootstrap kind of one class container fluid, and header. I am going to get the header this one here. So I am going to give it this dot props dot children. Okay, so it will call the props on this application wherever they are located. So we are finding these courses are the props. Okay, so these courses will be called to the main component app.jsx. So here I have given like a constant courses and this dot props. Okay, So whatever the courses are destructured here, so those I mean whatever the courses are destructured here, those courses whatever it is filtered or listed, they will be available to the front end app.jsx. Okay. And finally, I am going to export this default, export default app, export default app, and export default app. And this is about actually home. We have created the components. In the components are we have created like about and home about, and we have created like a common folder. There we have created header, and this common folder we have created header and the select input and in text input. So these all these different components we have used in our these two I have used in the common I mean form and courses form, and this I have used in the main app, I mean app.jsx. And here I am going to, and after that, after this common, I have checked like this index in this sorry, in this course I have used like select input, text input, select input, and also text input, and for the submitting this form I have created one button. So these are the different means they whatever the parameters they are accepting, we are passing here, that should be matching to our input tag, whatever we are I mean getting here, whatever we are getting here. So so we have created a form, and also we have created list and courses list row, and we have created courses page. Okay. And we have created app.jsx. There we are going to call the header, and we are going to pass the children of all whatever the courses we are going to get, that will be passed to this front end. So and also it's like home page. Is a home page here, and yeah, it's a home page, and here it is. Okay. So yeah, and one more thing is like courses list, and we have created so all these courses home and also app.jsx, and we have to create one more thing, that is like reducer. Okay, we have to create one more thing that is known as reducers. So in these reducers I am going to create, so in this reducer I am going to create first uh, first I will go for actions, then it will come in a sequence. So in the actions, actually I am going to create action type, and I am going to create the APIs, and also I am going to create author actions, and author actions, and also course actions. So those are the different four different files I am going to create. So first I will go and create the author actions. Author actions. So here I am going to create author actions.js, and this author actions.js I am going to create how to whatever the how to save the course, and also how to load the course, how to update the course, and how to create the course. So those are the different things I am going to start in this different functions I am going to write inside this course actions. And this one more thing is like author, sorry sorry this author actions I am going to right click loading the author, and loading the authors, how to load the authors. So for example, I'm going to start here like with import and star import star as types from. I'm going to get this from the action types. Okay, so one more thing is like import star star as urls from slash APIs and import axios from axios. And here I am going to use export function load authors success and here I am going to give authors and return. I'm going to return one. So as we have mentioned earlier, like for the code, any action should have the important parameter. Any action should have one important parameter, that is like type. We should definitely pass this type parameter, means for understanding like what is going to happen. So what kind of action we are going to do. Okay, for that we have to mention a type, and I am giving some value for this type, like types dot some author load author, and I'm giving a success and I'm giving some authors here. Okay, this is about author. This is about type and authors and here it is like one more thing is export. I should get this from this action types. So action types I will create here one more file I will create here, that is like action types. Okay, .js. So in this action types I am going to create 4 different actions. So one is for the loading purpose. Okay, one is for the loading export constant export constant load courses and success is equal to load courses and success. Okay, and one more like this I am going to create one more here, export constant, and here I am going to give load authors and success, and here I am going to give here load authors success. After this authors I am going to update the course. So for that I am going to write one more function, one more action for that, that is like constant export the constant update, and here I am going to give course success, and here update course success. So this one I am going to again pass here and export const and create course success, and here I am going to give create course success. Okay, so these are the different four actions I am going to do. So the first action, now this will get that action. Actually, this return type will get that action item. It's like a export function, load author success and authors, and a types dot types dot uh, types dot load author success comma others. Okay, so here I am going to use like function export function load authors and here I am giving some return and dispatch and I am going to mention here uh, return axios axios dot get and here I am going to use like a dollar and urls dot urls. So these urls are our APIs. So thors. Okay, I will write this URL now. So for that URL, I have to mention here API.js. API.js. Sorry, API.js. So in this API.js, and here I am going to use like export constant courses here also I have to mention the courses related API, and one more thing is like export constant authors. Okay. Here I have to mention authors related API. So yesterday we have taken this one. This is for the courses API. Same API we have to paste here. And one more thing is like authors API. One more thing is like authors API. That same authors API we have to give here. And yeah. So now once we are calling this urls.authors, so it will intend to call the this APIs, and here it will go and call this authors API. Okay, so here I have to mention API dot course list API.js. Okay, let us develop. We are going to now do the author section. Here it is like it's not APIs, it is API, and it's not API, it is just an API, and here it is like this function load function return second, and finally we are going to get here dot then say promise. Okay, promise and authors. I am going to get the authors like the dispatch and load authors success. I am going to pass this load author success, and I am going to dispatch to the action, this I mean load authors. Okay, so here I am going to create here like load authors. Here I am going to create success and yeah, author start data, and here I am going to give here and it's like through, and here it is like error. Okay, here it is like some error. Yeah, fine, cool. So finally where one second, through, and I am going to get the error here, and finally it's like through error. I am doing some here, and yeah, import load functions in authors, and here I have mentioned the export function load author success. This is an action. In this action, I have taken this load author success and authors, and I am going to load the authors here, and finally this whatever whatever they exported, whatever they exported will be having one more. Okay, this, yeah, and what about this? This is like dispatch. So if it is dispatch, and one more also we need to require, that is for this. So like this, it is this one. Okay, I will check that, no problem. I will check that, no problem. And one more thing here we are going to create. So we have created here the actions. I have created APIs, and also I have created action types, and I have created the author actions. So in this author actions, I have created export load author success, and I have given here authors. I am going to pass the authors here. So I am going to create a return type as type load author success. So this is the action I am going to create. So we should pass the parameter as some authors, whatever we are going to get from the API. So finally, I am going to pass this. I am going to dispatch this authors. I am going to dispatch this authors data to the to this function load authors function, and finally it will go to the state. Okay. Finally, it will go to the state actually. So yeah, finally we will read these authors in the the store dot dispatch, where we are going to store this load authors. So that's where that's there, and that will come in the yeah, that comes in index.js. In the index.js, not this one, not this one. Yeah, here only. Yeah, fine. Here only we have to globally we have to call this store. First of all, we have to call the store constant store, and here I am going to get the configure store, and here I am going to get here store dot dispatch, and here I am going to pass whatever the dispatched item, the actions. So in the actions, what is dispatched is load authors. So this load authors I am going to store inside my store. So I have to call this one. So I have to call this one, but since the scope won't be there here, so we should definitely import. We should definitely import the load authors from where I want to import. I have to import from actions action slash author actions. Okay, actions slash author actions. So from there I want to import this load authors, and one more thing we have to configure here, that is like courses. So that is like courses, and here, yeah, this is for storing the authors and this is for routing routing app sorry routing app to root. Okay. So yeah, fine. So yeah, this is how we have to dispatch an action to a this is how we have to dispatch an action to a store. Okay, and one more thing is like we have one more thing is like courses. Yeah, up to now, do you have any questions? Like,
Yes, Chaitanya, in course.js, I think.
course.js, okay. Course.js, okay. Course,
Course form also.
course form, yeah.
So here, no, you gave one written right in HTML.
This one.
No, not this one.
In homepage or in this header?
No, not here. So where we define the drop-down options, right?
Okay, that is like here the custom input.
Yeah, so here again you have written, right?
Yeah, this will return only internal only. This is not, it won't return since it is a one-way binding. This will be returning for these options alone. This is a function. So this is a function. This is a ES6 function. It will return. It won't return to this. It will return only for these options alone.
Okay, and how can we get the error? So we haven't defined any conditions, right, for error and all.
Errors actually here. Here we
No,
have.
we just kept it, right? So how do we know if the text box is, so what conditions on what criteria will give error?
So if it is empty, or if it is catching any error in the course, so let us.
No, if it is empty, it will give error. So do we need to define that? I don't remember we defined for empty.
No, not here. We'll be mentioning the length. Sorry.
Where do we
Okay. Yeah,
define that?
yeah. Fine. 1 second. 1 second. So here in this input type error, and suppose for this select tag, suppose for this text input. Okay. Suppose for this text input, here I have to mention one more thing here. For this text input, I have to mention some if error. Okay, if error and error dot length. Error dot length. Error dot length is some greater than some 0. So means if it is returning some value, so at that point of time, I am going to give here wrapper class, and I am giving some plus, and I am going to give here some space and has error. So now this total wrapper class will become in the error format. Suppose if the length of that error is greater than 0, means yeah, if it is greater than 0,
So for this input field, if we want to validate it, how can we validate?
we can validate this input field. For example, you can give here like uh, required. One is like required. Okay,
Okay.
and one more thing is like you can give here some condition, like x condition, and you can mention here.
So if we give required and if it doesn't,
Yeah, if it is required, while the form is submitting, it will ask you the class is required. That's basically it will take.
so this is error or warning?
That is like
Required. What is this?
required. Required is a compilation error.
Okay.
Compile while you are since you are just submitted it, and you haven't given any value at that point of time, the browser will show like it's an error. Warning is warning is something like there should be some value that but we are not past the expected value. There is some value but we are not given the expected value. For example, we'll see the warnings here like the text input. So then let us think like now we are having required. So for this required, with this required we can able to make the particular input as mandatory while the form is submitting.
Okay. And also this error and div, right? So that is a function or what do we call that?
Yeah, this is like a particular div. So this div will be displays that error whatever we are going to get.
Okay.
So it will give that div in the format of danger means alert danger means red.
Yeah. What is the left hand side error? What does it do? Before and we have error, right? So what if we don't keep that? What will it do?
So if we are not passing it, okay, it will keep on displaying this one irrespective of the error condition. So
Okay.
this,
So this is like if error.
yeah, if error, I mean, so it will get this error, and also it should satisfy this one. The both should get satisfied. Then only this alert danger will be displayed. This error will be displayed.
No, second condition. What does it should satisfy?
Second condition, it will come. It will be there, but it won't get displayed unless until the error is true. If
Okay.
the
So which is it like React syntax or
Yeah, it's like a JSX kind of format.
okay?
It's like JSX kind of format. So here, but we are going to pass this error from the course form. Here,
Yeah,
error
here
start.
we are passing. Okay.
Here we are passing. If the length is, if there is any error, if it is passing any errors to this input text box, definitely it will go for the red kind of mark. Red mark it will be there.
Yeah. Okay. So can you open index.html?
Yeah, index.html.
App.jsx. Yesterday we have seen the app.js, all those
No, no.
app and all. So
App
where
dot
is the file?
this one, na? App.js.
No,
App
no,
dot
not app.
this one.
Yesterday we discussed, right, some index
Yeah,
element, indexed element and all
yeah.
in
That
one
is
HTML.
routes. Yeah, that is routes. Yeah,
Today you moved
routes.
it to a different. Yeah, this one. And again today you have written the index route, right?
That is for link. This is routing. That is the base. That's the in
In
routing.
header.js also today we have defined these all, right?
I don't
Header.js.
1 second. Where is this? Header dot. 1 second. So we have created
Yeah,
here in index. These are the links. So with this, these are the references. Let us think this is the address, and that is how the and whatever this address is there to slash and about and courses. Whatever this address is there, that will be. So we have to write the routes for these addresses. Okay, we have to write the routes for these links. Okay, so we in general, if you take a normal HTML tag, how it will be like a link, and it will give like
yeah,
some,
anchor tag link and all. Okay.
yeah, anchor tag link and all, it will be there. But where you will mention this anchor tag link and all, this anchor tag link again you will be mentioning in one div, and also you will be mentioning where that link should go. If you are giving some source and all, it will go to the if you are giving the source, it will some www.google.com. If you click on the link, it will go to the particular uh, you know um, website.
Okay.
Likewise here, first this same concept we discussed in routing also.
Okay.
So
So the same thing, right? Okay. Maybe with the name. Sorry. So index link and index route. So I got confused. Okay.
yeah, here this yeah, you are listening the, I mean, no one might be you can revise or something. So this I can here it's like just links, but for these links we have to give some definition. We have to
Yeah,
give
this
some
I remember. So last time. Okay. This index. Okay.
this yeah, here in this I mean, one is like routes.js. In this
Yeah.
routes.js, I am going to pass which for which route where it should be going.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, and finally we have saw today